It's just after sunrise in Utah, and the sun is just starting to hit the slopes in Park City, just like we did on our long weekend trip skiing together as a family. We landed in Salt Lake City early in the afternoon our first day, picked up our gear in a rental car, and headed straight for In-N-Out. From there, we drove up into the mountains to start our adventure. We knew we didn't have enough time to ski and we were too early to check in, so we stopped at Woodward to do some snow tubing on our way up. We were expecting the tubing to be a nice gentle ride down the mountain, but it was a rush. The facilities at Woodward were top-notch and we were able to ride conveyor belts all the way to the top. We could ride alone if we wanted, but it was way more fun to hold on to each other's tubes as the attendants flung us down the tracks. This was probably the most enjoyable snow tubing I've ever done. After tubing, we found our way to our AirBNB, a nice little place in the Silverton condos. We ordered a pizza and called it a night. We tried to sleep in on Friday, but the time change was just too much for the kids. They were bouncing around the house at 6 a.m., so we headed over to the slopes earlier than we expected. Friday was supposed to be overcast and in the 20s, but the sun came out and it turned into a beautiful day for skiing. We wanted to stay close to the main Lodge Valley, so we worked our way around Payday and Bonanza and then over to Silverlode and King Kong. We eased into the skiing with some gentle greens before moving on to the blues and finishing the day with some moguls and black diamonds. We'd planned an easy day, but it ended up covering 16 miles and over 12,000 feet of vertical. We did get off the slopes early enough to swing by the High West Saloon for a drink. We cooked dinner in-house and got to bed early to prep for a lesson tomorrow. Saturday was our lesson day. Usually the lift lines are longest on Saturdays, so we put the kids in lessons so they can skip the line. The day turned out to be another beautiful day, nearing 40 degrees with sunny blue skies. The kids loved the lesson and they all improved a lot. I made tracks all the way across the mountain to Canyons Village, exploring as much territory as I could on the way to racking up over 20,000 feet of vertical skiing. After skiing, we met up with some friends for some snacks and drinks slopeside. And after a long day on the slopes, it's hard to imagine a better conclusion than a bowl of ramen. On Sunday, we decided to take an adventure day. We walked just down the street to catch the bus to Canyons Village with the plan to ski our way back across the map. From the bus, we caught the cabriolet lift to the village area and then rode the Orange Bubble Express, definitely the most unique lift we've ever ridden, with orange plexiglass bubbles to protect each chair from the wind and weather.
I just want to keep riding the bubble. It's so nice.
Don't burst my bubble!
We skied the Saddleback Ridge and Dreamscape in the morning. Then we stopped for lunch and ate outside in the sun at Tombstone Barbecue before skiing Tombstone and Iron Mountains.
Yeah!
And after all that, the kids took 2 more Black Diamond mogul runs to finish the day back on the Park City side.
You got it. Great job.
It was a beautiful blue sky, 40-degree day, and we ended up skiing over 12,000 feet of vertical. We were tired, but Sunday evening was going to be our best shot to check out the old town. So we headed out to finish our day with a stroll on Main Street. Monday was our last ski day. We slept in a little to let the snow soften up, then headed for the town lift. The town lift is a unique lift that takes you right from Old Town to the top of the mountain. We took a few warm-up runs, including a trip down Blue Slip Bowl for me, then headed up McConkey's for pretty much the rest of the day.
Nice.
Stopping only for lunch outside in t-shirts at the Mid-Mountain Restaurant deck. It was our warmest day of the trip, hitting 45 degrees. We skied about 11,000 feet of vertical, and the accumulation of the past few days of skiing was starting to hit us. But before bed, we had one more activity planned. After a quick dinner, we drove about 30 minutes south to the Homestead Crater to swim in the natural-ish hot spring. The crater was created when a farmer tapped into a natural hot spring as a source of water for his crops. Unfortunately, the minerals in the water killed his crops, but the remaining cave-like hot spring was created. The water was incredibly relaxing and made for a great end to the day. And now we've arrived at Tuesday, our last day in Utah. Once again, we don't quite have enough time to ski before our flight, so we're headed to the Utah Olympic Park to see the ski jumps and the bobsled tracks. From there, we'll head back to the airport to catch our flight home. From start to finish, it's been an amazing trip with family and great friends. As the kids have continued to improve, we were able to ski more vertical in 4 days this year than in 6 days last year. Compared to Colorado, we found it much easier to get from the airport to the slopes.
I think that the ski slopes are nicer. It's a bit warmer, slower elevation. So I prefer Utah. The airport's a little bit more chill as well than Denver Airport.
We got lucky with the snow and the weather, but I think Utah is our new favorite ski destination.
Ha 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 ha!